Hi, good people. I hope you are well from where you are watching from. Welcome to K Tundongo Cafe. Are you aware that you could be having ability to do different things at the same time? Our guest for today is a lecturer, an author, and also an MC. Welcome to K Tundongo Cafe.
Thank you.
Tell us your name and tell us what you do.
Wow, this is amazing. This is amazing. My name is Richard Washira, and I'm excited for your invite today. I am a husband to Miriam Wambui and a father to Ezra, Esther, and Moses. I'm excited because of such a moment like this. I'm a mentor, as you've been told. I'm also an MC, an author, and also currently a lecturer at Canberra University. Yeah.
So, to start with, how did you discover that you could do different things? How did you discover that you could write a book? How did you discover that you could be an MC and also you are a lecturer at the same time?
Wow, life is dynamic. Life is so dynamic, and we live in times that there are every day there are emerging trends. There are issues coming up, and this one dictates growth and development. And for you to grow, then it means that you have to develop your skills so that you don't have the knowledge and just keep it there. It is possible that we have so many of us, just like I stayed and lived for a long time without getting that understanding that it is possible to have an understanding of an aspect and just be like somebody who keep some light under the table. And it is possible to keep light under the table for quite a long time. When I was growing up, I know, well, this might look like a joke, but I was a noisemaker. And this was taken negatively by my peers, but I decided to use the positive side. They say when you're given a lemon, you make a lemonade. I decided that I need to get the strength to squeeze the strength out of this. And that is when I discovered that I was a public speaker and I was impacting generations. And that's how I started moving around, visiting institutions, churches, youth groups, mentoring the youth, speaking to women groups and the corporates, and that is it. Yeah,
So you're saying that someone could use maybe something that we could look at it as a negative, they could
definitely.
use it to make something good out of it.
Definitely. Life is about understanding yourself. So many of us live with potential, and just because someone, a high school teacher, a primary school teacher, told you that, you're stupid, you stopped there. Because a parent told you, you cannot make it. In our family, we don't get to this level. You stick there. But many people live there and die with a lot of potential within them, and they don't make anything. They don't squeeze any positive thing out of it. Life is having ups and downs, and there's nobody currently. You move for a long time, Kate, before getting somebody who will sympathize with you. Sympathizers, most of the sympathizers are always laughing at you in their hearts. So what do? You need to take the negatives, transform them into the positive, and let the ball rolling. Yeah.
So guys, our guest has also written a book. This is the book. It is called The Chains of Unforgiveness. We are going to talk about this book in another video. So for today, we are going to focus on you being a lecturer and also
Okay.
being an MC.
All right.
So as a lecturer, how would you say that you impact the community now that you teach students from different backgrounds? You are able to mold them into something. So how would you say that being a lecturer molds people into useful people in the society?
All right. Let me take you back uh, for a moment, Kate. Before I started teaching, I I am a professional banker for 8 years.
Okay.
Yeah, I have worked in the banking institutions for quite a number of years. And when I discovered my purpose is impacting lives in whichever way. And one of the main reasons that I went to the banking institution is not to get money. And money was not the driving force, and it has never been the driving force. I went there because I was in the village and I would see the gap between the rich and the poor, I would see those people who used to be able those days to access loan facilities were some people of a certain higher class, and that the lower class will not be able to access some certain credit facilities. And with that knowledge in banking, I decided, why don't I get inside there? And while I'm inside there, I'm able to transform the lives of people. And therefore, the first institution I worked with group of women, group of men, groups of young people. And the joy that I saw is to see that lady that moves from, a kibanda to a shop to a supermarket. And when I see that in itself is transformation of life.
Yeah.
In itself is a transformation of life. Meeting that young man with one single boda boda, I give them a credit facility, they buy the second one, the third one, and when I see them in an Uber or a matatu, then that is transformation of life.
Right.
And it didn't stop there. I decided, after working for 8 years in the banking institution, I decided to get back to school because life is about growth. I didn't mention that. Education is very important in this country. Forget about the society which keeps saying that there are hakuna kazi. Kazi iko, there is a lot of work and there's a lot of applications and skills of what guys have gone to school. And I'm speaking to all young people. Those of you who are looking at me, I'm speaking to you that if there is an opportunity that is open for you for education, grab that opportunity, use that opportunity, because you never know. And the future is here with us, and you are the current leaders. Nobody should lie to you that you are the future leaders. The Gen Zs, we are here, and we are here to stay and to transform this country. So I want to say how I got into my journey of being a lecturer. Diversity of skills made me see that there is still some potential in me. When I look at all these young people who are in colleges, who are in high school through my ministry, because I go to school, do high school ministry and all that, I discovered that it was important to blend between academics and industry. Remember, as a banker, you are in the industry. But when you now get back to school as a lecturer, you are now in the academic world. And therefore, some of the reasons that made me to change my careers is, number one, pursuit of passion. I felt that I am passionate to change lives. And that is the main reason that made me say, well, I've seen it in the industry. Can I go back there and get back to those younger brothers and younger sisters of mine who could be still stuck in the muds of addiction, muds of LGBTQ, muds of all manner of muds. And I felt that, number one, I need to get back there, bring in my passion, draw all the waters out of myself and see that I've changed life. Number two, I knew that as I stand before these students every time, I'm bringing impact. I'm bringing out myself as a mentor. I'm having a greater impact over their lives. And that one then means that I am making better leaders for today and for tomorrow. And then, life, as you continue moving, Kate, you continue discovering yourself.
Yeah.
So that reason was, of course, self-discovery. Kumbe all this noise I was making when I was in primary school could allude myself to be a lecturer. And of course, change of interest was the other reason that made me to get into teaching. Yes.
So talking about moving from banking to being a lecturer,
All right.
how was it? How was the transition? Because I'm imagining that you had this, we could say, ni job yenye uko sure nayo, that you are in the banking sector.
Yes.
But then you want to transition now to being a lecturer.
Yes.
How was that journey? Because I can imagine maybe this was now the source of income, that is the banking, but now you want to go to lecturing. So how are you able to manage this period of moving from banking, going to lecturing? How are you able to manage maybe about finances and such things? Because now you are leaving a job, you are
Okay.
going to lecturing. So how
you.
did you transition between
I
that
get you.
period?
I get you. Many of us live without growth because of the fear of the unknown. And we like, the point of comfort, the comfort zone. And the comfort zone is, there is a salary. I am driving, I have a car. I have owned a house. I'm married. So what else? But that's not all in life. I had to do what we call, self-assessment on myself. And self-assessment dictates that you take a moment of reflection. I had to take time and reflect and ask myself a few questions. Number one, what will happen between this period of transition? Because as a minister of the gospel, I don't want to bring the gospel of Christ into embarrassment so that people will be pointing a finger and saying, look at these Christians who are very disorganized. Look at these people who tell us drink water and they drink wine. So I have to reflect. I reflected, number one, my skills that time. I assessed my skills that time and asked myself, number one, what should I do for me to be in class teaching? And therefore, being a first degree holder, that time I was a holder of Bachelor of Commerce procurement option. And therefore, I had to go back to school and do Masters of Procurement. I'm currently pursuing my PhD in supply chain management.
Wow.
And therefore, you ask yourself, because I have the interest and the passion, are there values? Are there purposes that I want to pursue? Are there aspects of opportunity cost? Opportunity cost means, are there aspects that I am ready to lose for me to gain? Because you will never gain anything. And mark my words, you never gain anything if you don't want to lose something. For you to have a book like this, or a nice phone, you paid something dearly.
Yeah, right.
You made a sacrifice. You made a sacrifice, and therefore you must be ready to lose for you to gain. And now, once you're able to do that, you then sit again and ask yourself, are there strengths that I have? Be yourself, note them down. Are there weaknesses that I need to deal with? What do people say outside there about myself? Explore all these options and then carry your now new career options. And that is the soft landing. If you follow those steps, you will not be able to say, I left this one without knowing. Like, you don't just leave and say, by faith, in quotes. All right.
So you need to plan.
Yeah,
like
plan,
maybe no, now before I transition to this, how am I going to get some finances?
And actually upskill yourself. As I said, I went back to school.
Yes.
So I needed to upskill myself,
Yes.
get new skills, invest in learning. So I paid school fees. Education is not free. So I had to go back to the university, pay school fees again. Why am I doing this? You are upskilling yourself because you have a goal that you want to achieve. Oh yes.
And I like what you have said, that you are doing it because you wanted to impact generations.
Definitely.
And you saw that now moving to the class,
Yep.
it meant that you would impact more people.
Absolutely.
In as much as you had already impacted people in banking,
Yes.
but now you are like, when you go to class, you are going to impact even more.
Yeah.
So you're saying that if someone is to transition from one career to another, it should be more of purpose driven.
Yeah.
Like it should be more of, it's not more of you, but
Yes.
it's about you and how you are going to impact the other.
And it's a process.
It's a process.
May I make this point, Kate? We are raising a generation of who want quick things, quick fixes. A generation of people who want, a seed to be planted, and tomorrow we are harvesting. We live in times of GMOs, name them, microwave.
Yes.
And therefore, having that kind of a generation, we need to really bring it light in our mind and show the society that patience pays. Patience pays. That was 2015. And I had to take 2016, 2017, 2018. All that time I was upskilling. Without a salary, I was upskilling.
Yes.
And remember, I'll tell you, I don't know what you want to ask me. I'll tell you. Between this banking job and being a lecturer, I'm upskilling, but again, I'm also doing some other small businesses.
Okay.
Young people currently, and if there are young people looking or watching me, mark my words, do not choose jobs. Because we're having a generation of people who want white collar jobs. They want where are they? The government promises millions of jobs. I don't know whether you have seen them. Have you seen them, Kate?
I've not seen them. So
You're
we
still
have
searching for them?
I'm still searching for them.
All right.
Yeah.
You'll continue searching. But you know what? We must have students who are ready to move out of school, move out of university, be ready to do voluntary jobs. Be ready to volunteer. Be ready to do what we call, internship jobs before they get a landing in the market. And that kind of a preparation, at some point, it takes time. So patience is a key aspect that we require for us to get into where we want to get. Oh yes.
Patience.
Patience.
So you are saying patient, and also we should be willing to pay the price or to pay the cost for us to be able to move from one level to another.
Absolutely.
So in addition to being a lecturer,
All right.
you also do MC.
Oh yeah.
So which kind of functions do you MC?
Okay, perhaps I again take you back, and this is one of the most exciting journeys. I started, with my kiherher. I just started, saying in the village back there, when there is even, maomborezi and the people are mourning. I discovered that I have a touch with the people and with the community, that when they are mourning, I'll be able to have some word to comfort them. Not because I was a pastor or anything, but because I felt that that was what I was called for. And therefore, I started right there in the village, hosting, leading, facilitating those small meetings. But currently, I'm both a corporate MC in corporate institutions. I'm also an MC, in these other social functions, weddings, funerals, family meetings, ratio, and other. Those are the kind of functions that I MC if, I'm invited, and I also do marketing for the same.
Okay.
Oh, yes.
So guys, kama uko na sherehe, maybe uko na rurashio, you have a wedding, you have a function mahali.
Mwambie.
MC ndio huyu.
Nakwambia.
Sasa nishakupatia form.
Yes.
Form ndio hii. MC tuko na yeye hapa. If you have any kind of function, as he has explained, atakupatia services zake. And by the way guys, I've been to some functions zenye ni MC, and I can't tell you for free, he's the best MC you can have at your function. So how can people reach to you? Mtu akitaka services zako kama ni MC, anaweza kukupata aje?
My phone number, my contact is 0722 55 1595. 0722 55 1595. All right.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming to Kate Ndongo Cafe.
Karibu sana.
And telling us about yourself.
Thank you.
So we are going to talk about this book another time.
Thank you.
So next time tutapatana.
Asante.
Karibu sana.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Fantastic. It was